Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back. I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day. Boam in Wald from the Tents clan, shout out to you guys, just 3-marked his WZ111 Model 5A. Congratulations, buddy. But rather than being happy about it, he posted this replay with the caption, "I hope Wargaming will see and react bullshit." Why would he be upset after he 3-marked his WZ111? Well, let's watch the game. When he loaded into the game, he saw that he was in a tier 10 matchup and he looked at both teams and said, wow, there are a lot of mouses on the enemy team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mouses on the enemy team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mouses on my team, plus E100s, IS7s. This is going to be a tough match. Now, guys, I posted a video about 2 weeks ago, game rigging cheating video. Dog in Tank was the player's name. He was playing his VZ55 in Murovanka, I think, and there was a troop of mouses. Do you remember that video? Let me post the post-game stat on the screen here. Remember that? All the mouses that did 0, and some of the comments in the comment section of that video were, well, this is just a one-off, just some people having a laugh. This doesn't happen all the time. Well, surprise, surprise. I'll show you the post-game stats in this game. And there's more than this. There's another. I've received multiple submissions with the same or semi-same assortment of super heavies doing nothing. And I'm going to call them out. The ringleaders are commanders and recruitment officers in some clans on the EU server. This game took place on the EU server. I'm going to expose them and call them out. In this particular game, look at all the mouses, and it looks like a PZ, a K, a PF7, and maybe even the E100. I don't know where the E100 is. No, the E100 and IS7 on his team have moved. He's gone to the typical heavy tank spot here, and he's saying, well, there's no heavy tanks. So this guy's going, well, what the hell is going on? He decides to move up. He's gone to the usual choke point here where he would encounter lots of enemies. We're going to watch this game. We're going to watch another game. We're going to call out these game rigging cheaters, okay? And I'm going to expose them. And let me pause it right here before you see what's going to happen and just let you guys know, thank you so much for supporting the channel and subscribing to my channel and helping the channel grow, because what I'm doing here is once a week or so, I am featuring game rigging cheaters. Either they're associated with boosting companies or just simpletons that are destroying the game. I'm exposing them just like I did with the Biggest Asshole series of the past. And I'm hoping that by you guys supporting the channel and possibly sharing this video so that more people can become aware of this problem, maybe we'll get Wargaming's ear and they'll enact some simple strategies to stop this kind of nonsense. Okay, let's continue the game here. And you'll be shocked. He pulls around the corner, and lo and behold, what does he see? Look at his view range. Oh, he sees a Type 5 heavy. Oh, and he sees a couple of heavy tanks that just appeared on the edge. You want to learn something about World of Tanks? Look at the white circle on the mini-map. These heavies have just appeared inside his white circle, and now another heavy tank has appeared just over there. Okay, so he's got and he's farming now some AFK heavy tanks, taking some big shots on a Type 5H. Look at this Type 5H. Just sitting there. Boom! Wargaming has helped him increase his DPN. He's up to 3,000 damage. And this guy just showed up in the game. He had no idea what was going on. He went to the typical spot where a heavy tank would go. And he paused there. Okay, so there's no pre-knowledge that this was happening. This guy's not involved in game rigging at all. He paused there. He was waiting, and he was thinking, well, why is there no one here? He looked at the AFK, or I use the word AFK. They're actually playing. These guys are actually playing. They're not AFK. He looked at the mouses and the heavy tanks on his team. Oh, another fire! He's Statsun Flam, and Wargaming is helping him with RNG on this kill as well. He looked at the AFK tanks on his team and thought, well, is it possible that the enemy team also has a bunch of AFK? I'm saying AFK, I shouldn't say AFK. AFK means away from keyboard or disconnected. These players are not disconnected. These players are playing the game. They're dropping into the battles together, trying to, they're going 3, 2, 1, let's all get in the same battle together. And then this is their behavior in the battle. You might try and think, well, why would they do this? Are they trying to boost someone? Are they all sitting at the base waiting for someone on the enemy team to farm them? Or are they just degenerates that are kind of destroying the gameplay for everyone else? I don't know what the answer is. Well, we're going to watch the game and then we're going to expose them, and you'll be surprised at the cast of clueless characters that are involved. Like I said, clan commanders, recruitment officers, people that are the base of this game, people that should be setting an example for the rest of the regular schmoes playing this game, right? These elite clan aficionados, and this is what you get. So he's doing his best. What would this guy do? He's got in this game. He was working on his 3 marks. He's saying, well, no fault of his own, he's ended up in this situation, and he's taken full advantage of it, right? Okay, so well done. And he successfully 3-marked his tank, as you could see in the post-game stats window. But he wasn't happy about it. He's saying, Wargaming, you got to fix this shit. And don't you, Wargaming? When you see the accounts, I'm going to go through, not all of them, just a couple of the key account statistics. You'll see that this behavior is not a one-off. It's not a 4 or 5 battle off. It's these guys do this consistently, a lot. And a simple algorithm that Wargaming could implement when you have a tank that does absolutely nothing, especially at tier 10. One game is, that happens. Sometimes one game you go in a bad position, you get farmed, you die. Everyone's had that. I've had that. Even the best players have that sometimes. You get ammo rack. 2 games maybe. 3 games, it's a pretty bad luck if you have 3 games in a row doing 0. But if you start doing, don't fire your gun, don't move, and don't do any damage, 900 games in a row? Do you think that maybe Wargaming should have an algorithm that after, let's pick a number, what's reasonable? 5 games of not moving, not shooting, and not participating in the battle? Maybe that account should get a message to the email that owns that account saying your account has been temporarily suspended for 2 weeks. You've been not participating in the game and destroying the battles for the rest of the players. After 2 weeks, if this behavior continues, the account will be suspended for 6 months. After that, if the something, other games. I've played League of Legends recently, and I've mentioned this before. If you sit AFK in League of Legends, that's look at his teammates; they're still not moving. That's Riot Gaming. If you start a League of Legends game and you sit and do nothing for 25 seconds in a game, you've destroyed the game for everyone else, because in League of Legends it's 5 versus 5. If you sit AFK or doing nothing for 25 seconds in League of Legends, your account is suspended unless you move. You get a message on your screen that says if you don't start participating in the battle, your account will be suspended for 2 weeks. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boop! Your account's suspended for 2 weeks. That's how Riot Gaming handles it. Have you seen enough? Let's go to the post-game stats. So he ends up with his 3rd mark. Look at this troop, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 super heavies. 0. 12 super heavies in a game of 30 tanks. 0. Now, I have gone through all of the accounts, and they're all just garbage, useless accounts that have done 0 for many, many games in a row. But let me just highlight a couple of these accounts, players that should be ashamed of themselves, and that Wargaming, you should do something to these guys. Players like Oscar891 from the Mark 1 clan, who's driving this mouse, didn't bother to anonymize himself because doesn't even have any fear at all that there would be any repercussions to this type of behavior in the game, because he fully expects Wargaming to do absolutely nothing. Let's check this account. Oscar891 is the commander of the Mark I clan. How would you like to be a member of that clan? What do you think the gaming practices of that clan are? What about this E100 here? He did not anonymize himself. He is a member of the DESP clan. Simark is a junior officer of the DESP clan. How would you like to be a member of that clan? Let's work our way up the list here, and this particular mouse didn't bother anonymizing himself. His name is Diemass99 from the DFF clan. He happens to be the commander of the DFF clan. Ambassadors of the game, these guys are. Clan members, junior officers, commanders. What a great community you have there, Wargaming EU. Now, if you're a member, an officer, a recruitment officer, a junior officer of a legitimate clan that actually enjoys playing this game and being competitive, aren't you disgusted by these players? Don't you think they should be banned from the game? It would be very easy for Wargaming to ban these accounts for this kind of behavior after 1 or 2, 3 games, not let them go on for hundreds of games. Well, that might just be a one-off game, Claus. Just because that website says that these particular accounts have been doing it for hundreds and hundreds of games, it doesn't mean it's true. If you can't show another example, we won't believe you. Well, Body McBotface from the Koja clan. Shout out to you guys. Finds himself in this game. Look at the lineup here. Can you read the names on the enemy team? There's Diemass99. There's Oscar, who's on the enemy team, driving his mouse. What about on his team? Yeah, it looks like a lot of anonymized names, but a couple of familiar names. And what are they going to do in this game? And how do they consistently get in these battles?
I can't believe I had to take a day off filming for this.
He hesitated. He was busy typing in chat. Rigger game for damage dealer. I was confused there for put your rocket launcher on and catch up. How do these guys end up in the same games? Well, there's a big troop of them, and they try and drop in together. And sometimes they get in the same game, and sometimes they don't. Just because these guys are in the same game, what did we see? 12 super heavies in the last game doing 0? Let me just count the super heavies in this game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the enemy team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on this team. That's 14. But Body, I love your name. Body McBotface wasn't dropping in with them. He just finds himself in this game, just like the WZ111 did. And he's playing this game. He's looking at the troop. They're not doing anything. Look, there's an EBR on this on his team that's not doing anything. There was an EBR in the previous game that did nothing. Who's the EBR? Only in the M from the Fed. We'll check that account as well. And there was an EBR in the previous battle. Remember that? That did 0. And so now this guy's just playing the game, going, well, what? What? And interesting that the Manticore has pulled right up here. And this is interesting. The Manticore on the enemy team has moved right up into a position very aggressively, very non-normal position. You don't normally see a Manticore pulling up so close like that. How did he know to get up? Look at the Manticore. He spotted all of the... You see that Manticore over there? I'm going to put it in third person. That Manticore right there. To get all the way to this position. And he spotted all of these super heavies, the AFK super heavies. And I noticed that there's a leopard here that's probably farming them. Now, I don't know what the situation there is. Very uncommon to have a Manticore get to that aggressive position so quickly. But in this particular game, he may have come down this way and observed nobody. He said, hey, there's nobody. Maybe he just played aggressively. And he said, well, I could keep moving up. Maybe that's what he did. And he got himself spotted now, and he's almost dead. Maybe he's just, was an aggressive, calculated risk. And he spotted a lot of these super heavies. And some of his teammates are shooting. It might be a legitimate play. You don't know, and he's dead. There you go. But the leopard here, he was trying to get away. The leopard here is certainly farming. He's going to have a great game. Oh, and look, guys. As soon as the Manticore is dead, some of these super heavies start moving. Where are they going? Look at this. Are the wrong players on the enemy team farming them now and they want to get into cover? Where's this mouse going? This mouse leaps off the cliff and loses 1400 HP. I'm just watching. The mouses are just driving into the hole. And the Type 5 Heavy. Now, is this good gameplay? Is this good for the game? I showed a replay 2 weeks ago. Same troop, plus or minus different AFK, not plus or minus different anonymized tanks that I didn't check. Oscar was among them. A couple of the clan commanders were among them. They destroyed a game for dog and tank. That's the video that I put out a couple of weeks ago. Now, 2 more examples here. And if you look at the account behavior, they do it consistently for many, many battles in a row. So the question is, you know, we can watch this and just stare in amazement. Look at this troop of mouses. But really, the question is, the solution that I proposed that would help stop boosting companies in game rigging would make it harder anyway. Because when, in the case of a boosting company or game rigging, it's usually either platoons or individuals that drop in together, and then there will be one tank that's feeding, that's doing the damage, and his platoon mates or people on his team really don't do anything because they don't want to take any of the HP. And then there's some tanks that are the feeder tanks that the farmer gets to shoot. All the feeder tanks and the placeholders, they don't usually do anything. They just simply, they're just space holders. And many times in the post-game stats, they do 0 damage, they don't move, and they don't shoot their guns. And you can look at the account behavior, and they can do this. I've showed videos where this behavior from, you look at their statistics, they've done it for 1,000 games in a row. Okay? So I've seen that situation. So the simple solution for Wargaming to make it much harder for these boosting companies is to have an algorithm that detects that after just one game, or maybe if you do nothing for 2 minutes in one game, you could get a message that you're not participating in the battle and your account's going to be suspended. Or if you do it 1 or 2, you know, you could pick. Wargaming can decide, but it's a simple solution to have an algorithm to punish tanks that don't participate, because they're ruining the games. Now, that would make it harder for boosting companies and game riggers, because they would, if those tanks got suspended, they wouldn't be able to use them again in the next game. If the feeder tanks do nothing and the account is suspended, then they need a new account to feed with. Or they would have to play those accounts and actually participate in the battle. And sometimes when a boosting company drops in with 30 tanks to try and get 3 or 4 on the enemy team so they can farm, they don't have 30 people working those computers. It may just be one guy. That's the other thing to think about, is the boosting companies are not necessarily, there's not necessarily one player per tank that you see here. In some of the boosting games, it looks obvious that the feeder account may be one guy controlling 3 or 4 tanks. They don't move, or they only move 1 at a time. And so it would be difficult for the boosting companies and the cheaters to have those tanks participate in the battle. It would just make it difficult for them, and by weeding out the 0 accounts, you're starting to fight this kind of behavior. Now, in this particular case, I don't know if this is a boosting company or if this is just a troop of simpletons. But either way, it's a joke, and it's destroying the game. And there's no fear from them that Wargaming will do anything at all. Many of them haven't even anonymized themselves. They're commanders at clans, recruitment officers, junior commanders or junior officers, or like, come on. the clans are supposed to be the elite players in this game. They're supposed to be setting the standard for the regular schmoes. They're the guys on the forums that are vocal about the path they want this game to take. Is this the path you want the game to take? And so this is 3 examples of this troop. it's just I don't know. Leave some comments, guys. What do you guys think? What is there any hope? This is what we're gonna do. I've looked at the post-game stats. I got a couple of those commanders highlighted. Those accounts we looked at. I'm gonna post this video and report these guys. If you guys are watching the video and you want to send in a report, go. It's up to you. And I'm going to check back in 2 weeks. Okay, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I'm going to check back on the accounts of the clan officers and see if those accounts are still active. I'm gonna follow up and check back. And my gut feel is that if I check back in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, they're still going to be playing. And there's a difference between just a one-off. Yeah, we were having some beers and we were laughing and we had a couple of shit battles. Life for fun, right? But for months, for hundreds of games, what's the point? Why have these accounts in the game? Like, why? Why keep them? Why not get rid of them, Wargaming? It was a victory. Let's count the zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Panhardigan. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The Manticore platoon with the Leopard. We saw the Manticore go in and spot all these super heavies, and the Leopard ended up doing the most damage on the enemy team. But let's just see, out of curiosity here, guys. You're going to be amused here. The Manticore on this team. Let's check his account. This account was created in 2016, has an overall WNA of 941, but has been very inactive lately. Probably just active for that one particular battle. And the Leopard on top here that farmed all the mouses that sat inactive at the base, spotted by the Manticore, happens to be called Cha is Boosted. Cha is Boosted. Personnel officer at the 3DBFL clan. Overall WNA of 1640, but recently has been a purple player. Cha has been boosted. It's just mind-bogglingly stupid, guys. It's ridiculous. It's an absolute insult to this game. Is this the kind of game you want, Wargaming? Is this the kind of game that we want, guys? What blows me away is that the group of people, the fanboys that just say, it's not a, no, who cares, it's not really a problem. That's the idiot group. And then Wargaming, to not be interested at all to do anything. Like, they simply don't give a shit. These guys don't even anonymize themselves because they have no fear that anything will even come of it. Like, okay. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll report them, and we will check back and see whether anything happened. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Do you think anything? They'll just keep playing, right? There'll be no... it's like, it's balanced, right? Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. As long as you buy premium tank is okay. That's the feeling I get, right? As long as we keep spending, it's okay. I'm at a loss for words, guys, but all you guys 2 weeks ago that left the comments that I don't see that, it's only a one-off. Well, here's 2 more of the same troop, and I'm sure that if I asked for you guys to send me more, there would be more emails coming of this same troop of mouses. And remember, they don't always end up in a game with someone that that notices it and that says, "Oh, I watch Klaus Kellerman. I'll send them the video." I don't have a huge channel. Not everyone that plays knows that they could just send me the file and I'll feature them, right? If I'm getting 3 from this troop, 3 separate replays, how many of you have been affected by just this troop of mouses and these idiots? How many? How many hundreds or thousands of you guys have been affected by it. But I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, guys. Leave some comments, subscribe to the channel, help the channel grow, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.